A very good morning, students. Today we are going to start your chapter 6, that is magnetism. So beta, in magnetism we will do first of all what is a magnet. So magnet is any substance which attracts pieces of iron towards itself. So the first magnet, it was found around 800 BC in a natural occurring mineral of iron known as magnetite. And there is a story behind the discovery of magnet. It is said that there was a boy named Magnus. He was a shepherd, and when he used to take his herd of sheep and goats to the nearby mountain, he would take a stick with him to control his herd, and the stick has a small piece of iron attached at one end. So one day what happened? He was surprised to find that he had to pull hard to free his stick from a rock on the mountain side. And the rock was later found to attract iron pieces, and they were known as magnet. So the word magnet originated from the name of town Magnesia, which is a district in Asia Minor where large amount of magnetites are found. And later on this was found that the magnetite, when suspended freely, rests in a specific direction, and because of this property the natural magnet was called as lodestone. So now the next topic is what are natural and artificial magnets. The natural occurring materials which have the property of attracting iron, they are called as natural magnet. They are weak magnets. They are irregular and odd in their shapes. Whereas your artificial magnets, they are the materials like iron, cobalt, nickel, which can be easily magnetized, and they are made by the humans. They are the strong magnet and they are made in different shape and sizes, that is they have regular shapes. So these are the examples of artificial magnet: bar magnet, cylindrical magnet, U-shaped magnet, horseshoe magnet, magnetic needle, and the compass. Next is your magnetic and non-magnetic substances. So beta, the substances which are attracted towards the magnet are known as magnetic substances. For example, iron, cobalt, and nickel. And you must note that magnetic substances are also known as ferromagnetic substances, whereas your non-magnetic substances are those substances which do not get attracted towards the magnet. For example, your wood, paper, plastic, and many metals. Next is your characteristics of a magnet. So the very first is a freely suspended magnet always rests in a specific direction, that is north-south direction. So here you can see that a vertical stand is there and a magnet is suspended freely in air. When it will come to rest, it will rest in north-south direction. And here we are having two terms. The end of the magnet which points towards the north is known as north seeking pole or simply the north pole, and the end of the magnet which points towards the south pole of the earth, that is known as south seeking pole or simply the south pole. Okay, so the north pole and the south pole are marked by the letter N and S respectively, and sometimes in some magnets you can see a red dot is there to mark the north pole. The second characteristic is a magnet attracts small pieces of iron. So you can see that if a wire magnet is brought near small iron nails, you will see that the most of the pins will cling at the ends and very few in the middle. So the attraction is maximum at the ends and least in the middle. So the attraction is maximum at the ends, and these ends are known as magnetic poles. So what are magnetic poles? The ends of the magnet where the attraction property is maximum, that is known as magnetic poles of a magnet, and they are situated slightly inside but not at the ends, and the two poles of the magnet are the north and the south pole. Now comes what is magnetic poles? The part of the magnet where the magnetic force is strongest, that is the attraction is maximum, and it has two poles, north and south. Now comes magnetic properties. The very first is like poles repel and unlike poles attract. So first of all, what is the meaning of like? Means same, that is north north and south south. So if we are bringing two north poles together, they will repel, and if we are bringing unlike poles, means opposite, then they will attract. That is, if we are bringing one south pole and one north pole, they will attract with each other. So there are three interactions, that is, if we are bringing north and south together, they will attract. If we are bringing south and south together, they will repel. If we are bringing north and north together, they will repel. So here you can see one magnet is suspended freely in air, and we are bringing another magnet B towards it. If we are bringing north pole near the north pole, they will repel, and if we are bringing south pole near the north pole, there will be attraction. Then second property is poles always exist in pairs. It means that a magnet will have both the poles, north as well as south. It will not happen that a magnet will have only one pole. So the poles of a magnet always exist in pairs. So here we have taken an example. We have taken a bar magnet and we are breaking it from the middle in two parts. So we will find that each part will behave as a new magnet. Each part has the property to attract small pieces of iron, and each part rests in a north-south direction when suspended freely. So this shows that new poles are formed at the broken ends. So here you can see I have taken a bar magnet, north-south pole, and when broken, new poles are formed. Means we are getting two new magnets, and when we are breaking these two magnets, we will be getting four new magnets, each having north and south pole, and each having the property to attract iron, and when suspended freely, each will rest in north-south direction. Now the next topic is magnetic field. Beta, what is magnetic field? The space around a magnet in which a magnetic substance such as small piece of iron are placed, they get attracted towards the magnet. So here you can see with the help of lines, I have shown you the magnetic field. This is the space around the magnet where its influence can be detected. So at each place in absence of any magnet, the needle of the magnetic compass always rests in geographic north-south direction. But if the magnetic compass is placed near a magnet, its needle will swing and then it will rest in some other direction. As the position of the magnetic compass is changed, the direction in which its needle rests also changes. So this is basically the area surrounding the magnet, and the magnetic lines of force originate from north pole of the magnet and end at the south pole. This we will do now. So this is recognition of the magnetic field around a magnet. So beta, if we have taken a magnet and it is placed below a sheet of stiff paper and some iron fillings are spread on it, and when you will tap on the sheet gently, you will see that the iron fillings will arrange themselves in this particular pattern, which shows you the magnetic field of the magnet. So the pattern of iron filling is representing the magnetic field of the magnet.